Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Holly's Monday morning meetups. I always feel a bit odd saying Monday morning meetups because there were so many thoughts about the name of this little segment, and all the M's came together. Holly's Monday morning motivation, the whole lot, and we ended up on Holly's Monday morning meetups because the reasons that it's at 10 o'clock is Holly & Co meets at 10 o'clock every single day. We have done forever. And we thought that actually you guys are an extension of this team. So let's have a community Monday morning meetup. And that's exactly what we've done. So good morning. Today we're going to talk about so many things that have happened. Firstly, I've got that itch. This is the first of the 4-week countdown. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're in that first of, what am I trying to say? 4 weeks till Christmas. I think that's what I'm trying to say. We are heading there, and it's going to be a phenomenal week. This is when it gets really, really exciting. This week, I want to talk about Black Friday, what we all thought. I want to talk about the shops reopening. Thank the Lord. We're going to head over to Matlock to hear about Campaign Shop Independent. Wonderful people are doing wonderful things. We're going to talk about our Flying the Flag campaign, and that the Independent Awards, well, this Thursday is that deadline. So I really want to encourage you to vote for your small business. And as ever, ask away, ask your questions. I promise you, I'm going to answer as many as I can. And if I can't, I save them up for next week. And then we also have Kate, wonderful Kate, the Holly & Co coach, who will be joining us today. And you know what we're going to cover? We're going to cover the I can't tell you. If you could only see how I've written how to say physiology, it might involve FIZZ, just saying, physiology of actually resilience. So what is the things that it makes up? So what is resilience? If you broke it down like Heston, what would you break it down into? And that is sleep, diet, social time, exercise and relaxation. And putting me on the spot, so I don't know what she's going to ask me. She last night left me a voicemail saying, I'm going to ask you some quite personal questions, is that all right? And I said, well, I've got nothing to hide with this community, so we're going to all have our pen and paper ready. Right, Hop Garden Social, I believe that this is your first meetup. Welcome to the community. Welcome to our Monday mornings. It's a fantastic place to be to kickstart our week. Right, Black Friday reflections. What did we all think? Thumbs up, thumbs down. So I'm wearing a bit of bling today. Did we think that this was going to be the same sort of Black Friday? Did we like this Black Friday? I have to think that I saw a definite shift with you small businesses, actually with some medium-sized businesses, not with the big businesses, but with the medium-sized businesses. I saw a shift out of discounting and into using that day in an interesting way, whether it was Green Friday, whether it was Giving Back Friday, it was just generally I saw we got some thumbs down. So you didn't enjoy Black Friday, or it wasn't good for you. So many of us now rely on Black Friday. And actually, it was really interesting. We did a post on Amazon, and I love a good debate. And it was fantastic to see all the different points of view. I would say for anyone that did comment on that Amazon post, we never used the word boycotting. I think when we say resist, that's not the same word as boycotting. So I've never talked about boycotting Amazon, never have. And actually, it does have its place, and it does support small businesses. But actually, for me, it was about resisting. If you could buy from that small business on a different platform or through that small business, then that's what I was encouraging. I was encouraging a lot of people who do a lot of mindless clicking on Amazon. But it's not to say I don't recognise that it supports small businesses, but I'm thinking of the really bigger picture. When I interviewed someone who said Amazon now account for over 55% of book sales. You cannot have one person, one company with a monopoly like that. And that is the type of thing I'm talking about. I'm not talking about how they're helping small businesses at this current point in time. I'm talking about fueling a potential beast that actually then, or is bigger than we could ever control. And that's what I was referring to. But I love a good debate. Never worry about standing up for what you think, because, a healthy debate is really, really beneficial to us all. But as I just said, I never spoke about boycotting. I only spoke about resisting and voting with your money with businesses that you want to see survive. Cyber Monday, are you going to be taking part in it? This is the question. I actually even forgot about Cyber Monday because we're so insistent, talking about Black Friday. And my feelings about Cyber Monday are exactly the same as Black Friday. The more you get hooked on that sort of crack, the more that is in your business, the more that you're reliant on these manufactured days, the more risky it is for your company. And certainly we all know we don't have those margins. Do you know about this? Giving Tuesday. It is a really interesting thing. It's a global generosity movement unleashing the power of people and organizations to transform their communities and the world. It's tomorrow on the 1st of December. So this is a global movement, Giving Tuesday. It's all about volunteering, donating your time, donating your money, and almost think about it like the winter is very much a time of giving. Think about Thanksgiving in America, or Christmas, or Hanukkah. This is really about the season of celebrating giving to others. And I would love to ask you all to be involved in this. Again, this is a way that you can bond with your community, actually educate them about Giving Tuesday. When I'm thinking about things that I want to put on social media, it always helps me to know if there is a global movement or something happening that maybe my followers don't know about. And so I really think that that's what you should use it for. Think about how you can educate your followers about Giving Tuesday. What will you do to blend with your company and your brand? Right, and what's the big news? We've got non-essential shops opening at 12:01 a.m. on Wednesday. I've seen so many pubs now with their windows open. I see people hustling and bustling in shops. I'm sure you all have. Lots of people getting ready. We certainly are getting ready. Amy, that's hashtag what would Amy do? She texted me last night to say, right, well, how are we going to deal with the shop? Should we let people sit in? What should we do? And I'm like, let's get back to normal. We both had that sense of wanting to get the shop back to normal. But things are not straightforward, are they? For the hospitality industry, how are they going to survive? I do not know. We need to support them all we can. Even if the idea of going in for a substantial meal with your pint fills you with dread, I think we've got to all do it. Pubs and restaurants can be open for table service. As we know, alcohol can only be served with a substantial meal. I have been working out how many packets of crisps is a substantial meal. Sounds like I've had a couple of pints already. I haven't. And takeaway and delivery only. In tier 3, tier 1, pubs and restaurants are open with table service. Tier 2, alcohol can be served with a substantial meal. Sorry, I'm getting all tongue-tied here. Tier 3, takeaway and delivery only. And obviously the other big news, I got interviewed for BBC 5 Live on Friday night at very late o'clock. We're going to be putting that on the holly.co website so you can listen to it. But the first question he asked me was, so what's happening with Arcadia? What terrible news for Arcadia. Remember, Arcadia includes Topshop, Burton, Dorothy Perkins. It faces collapse today. And that is 13,000 jobs it's putting at risk. And, well, if you want to hear more what I think about that and the inevitability, unfortunately, I thought about that, I will send a link on stories when we've popped it on our website. Right now, though, we are heading over to Matlock, where I'm going to be talking to Catherine, founder of Hide and Thread Matlock. She joins us today. She has been on the Capital, and I can't quite believe what she's done. I love your creativity, how you're all using the media pack, and it will be brilliant. Oh, she's not joining me. Here we go. I'm just doing this again. Here we are. Technology, do not let me down this morning. Catherine, you were there, but now you're not. If you want to just jump on again. Well, anyway, what has been amazing, gives you a moment to say, download that pack, the media pack. We've acted like your marketing agency. We work for you. So there is a pack, it's free of charge. Head over to holly.co, and it allows you to get all of this artist work, tips, advice, facts that you could post onto your Instagram, and definitely do go and have a look, because it's been so useful. I've seen people now, this weekend I saw someone post printing postcards of the amazing artwork and popping it in every order. I also see stickers being created, lots of people. Kylie's paper cuts, wow, she's done this most amazing shop window that I'll share on stories as well. So we're just now, oh gosh, my Instagram's all being funny here. It's now sending requests. Anyway, as long as Catherine jumps on, there she is.
Hi. The technology.
Linking-nology. That's it. How
are you, Catherine? I am really well, thank you. I'm so nervous, excited to be here because I watch your small business pharmacy and love it. Oh, so to actually be chatting is just brilliant. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm wondering, do you have any other tech on except your iPhone? Just we've got that squeak, and sometimes my only thing I now know is if we've got tech on in the background, it sometimes interferes.
What kind of tech might that be? That squeak could have been Matthew on wood. He was just soaring.
Well, there we are. We're live. Now tell me, what is that gorgeous tree behind you?
So here, this is our campaign shop independent tree. So we've handmade decorations. And we are just really shouting loud about being independent here, and also being on this amazing road, Dale Road. I was born and brought up in Matlock, so I used to come shopping on a Saturday with my mum to this road. There used to be a gift shop called Lawson's where I would save up and spend my pocket money, and then we would go across the road to the Strand and have chips and milkshake. So I love this place, and there's more than 40 independent businesses on it. It's really amazing.
Oh, that is fantastic. And tell me about what you do at Hide and Thread.
Okay, so Matt is really, it's his business. I'm helping him, but it's all about him. He hand makes furniture, so everything furniture wise, apart from the chairs in this shop, he makes, and he can make to order. So we do footstools, headboards, ottomans, storage benches, big storage shelf type things, and then we also, he used to do that on artisan markets and country shows. Yeah. But because now we're in a shop, we're also able to stock other people's products.
Oh, that is amazing. I love your tree, by the way. I love the creativity you've shown here. It is just beautiful. Now tell me, with everything non-essential shutting down, I believe that you were closed as well. How has this time been for you?
Well, it's been really sad to see the road empty and Matlock empty of people. So there's there's real emotion attached to these lockdowns, first of all. Yeah. And, concern for businesses and what will happen to the street in the future. We are fortunate. We've carried on being busy. We have been doing remote, remote ordering and click and collect. And so we have kept really busy. In fact, a lot of the time it's looked like a kind of workshop come warehouse situation. So we'll be like, how do we get ready for opening this week? But it's more the concern for this road is incredible and incredibly special for its independent character and the independent businesses, and that's what we hope will come back to life and people will come back out on the streets and support all the amazing businesses down here.
I mean, I know that you've had to dig really deep in this period of time, and I love your concern for your fellow independents. I think that's the thing, we're stronger together. And if we start viewing our small businesses, be it online and offline, as competition, this is our downfall. And I've seen it. I've been part of trade associations and the whole lot. I've got the battle scars, and how ridiculous that there were ever battle scars. But what you tend to find is potentially sometimes local communities don't pull together. But I know, Catherine, you've been so proactive. What are you doing? Because you believe that, don't you? You're better together. So tell me what you're trying to do to harness your 40 independents on your high street.
So there's a place down the road called Annie's Kitchen where we get our lunch, and the conversation really started with Julie from Annie's Kitchen, and it started at the beginning of the second lockdown, like how can we come out of this better, stronger together, and therefore build back better from this really difficult year. Some of the first steps that we've been taking has just been collecting contact details of the local businesses. So now we've got a WhatsApp group that's got 16 of the businesses in it, and that's a small thing, but already people are starting to share ideas within the group. And then as a first kind of joint action, what we're doing is a group of us are going to buy the Campaign Shop Independent stickers from Holly & Co. and display that in our windows so that anybody walking down this road will just keep having it reinforced that these businesses are truly and proudly independently owned, and that is a special thing to think about in terms of this road.
It's so brilliant you're doing that. Someone told me that you'd applied to the council to get money for 15, I think you wanted, independent stickers. Just so you know, you can't really see it here, but 15 stickers are a gift from me to you. They're on their way to you. So we're going to make sure we get those to you, because you are exactly the example of good souls, Catherine, that we need in our community. So these are all heading your way for you to galvanise that high street. So well done, you. And
my goodness,
so kind.
That is so amazing.
And well done. And you know, the thing is, and I'm going to, I know you have a question for me. We're running out a bit of time.
Yeah.
Ask your question, and I'm going to try and answer it for the community.
Yeah. Okay. So as a group of really busy independent small businesses, what are the kind of things that we can do, like working together to promote the uniqueness of the road and what we do?
Catherine, you're a woman after my own heart. I wish you everything. Good luck for your reopening, and we're going to get those stickers to you. And I love your tree. Bless you. We're going to share it all over social. Lots of love. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye.
What a wonderful woman. Don't we need more Catherines? We need more Catherines. Let me try and answer this for you. If you are an independent, or you know of an independent, why don't you give them these tips? She started a WhatsApp group. That's a fantastic start. Why don't you also ask people who wants to be more involved or less involved? By the way, it's a little bit like PTAs or the mothers groups, you know, when cake sales, you know, you have everyone going, we should do this, we should do that. And then when you actually ask them to do something, funny enough, their hands aren't up. So make sure you find who are those committed citizens in your road, and just deal with the fact that not everyone is going to do that. I want you to maybe think about certain days, create a day. So Matlock, so is it a Monday Matlock love. I don't know. Basically, start to think of something fun that you can do with your area. Start to say together on social media, we're going to create our own hashtag and actually do this as together. Why don't you do things exciting? If you all have shop windows, why don't you maybe create a leaflet or something, or educate all your customers that come in that they can win a prize, for instance, if they can identify X, Y, and Z in all of the windows. We're doing one here in St Margaret's for the children to spot something unusual in all of our windows. And that is such a beautiful way of getting things together. Why don't you band together and do a press release? Why don't you all come together with your best Christmas offering and go to your local newspaper, go to your local radio station and say, we would love to come on and tell you more about it. What about opening on certain nights? You know, Thursday's a traditional late night opening. Do you want to maybe choose Mondays because it's Matlock? And that is the night that you're going to be opening. And basically get together as a community, you know, even if it's half an hour every Thursday evening. Those who are committed to the high street and wanting it to thrive, just get together, have a cup of tea and start to share ideas. The power is in community. I can't tell you, I literally can't tell you what the power, well, we know what the power is, for goodness sake, we know. So exactly the same happens on your high street. Right, so number of things happening. Loads of you applied to flying the flag and oh my goodness, we were inundated and it was fantastic. And if you haven't heard from us, you will hear from us. We are going to let you know and share with you what's happening. But all I can say to you is it's epic. It is unbelievable to see footage coming in up and down the country of people supporting small businesses and our community. And also, please don't forget that you've got still until the 3rd of December to influence the category finalists for the first ever independent awards. Remember, these finalists will have the chance to win £10,000 each. And so it's so important. If you haven't casted your vote, you have up until the 3rd of December to do so. And I really would ask you to do that. Also, if you go to when you're doing stories, we've uploaded some more gifts. Holly and Co, A-N-D Co, Holly and Co. You'll see all of our gifts there. We've created some independent awards ones. We've created some shop independent logos there. So really fun for you all to use. Now, I've got some comments coming in. Black Friday. Paperhood print, certainly a movement emerging. I absolutely agree with you, Paperhood print. Eliza UK, I'm planning to do a 12 Days of Christmas Advent campaign instead of Black Friday. You know, Eliza, this would never have happened a few years ago. Chloe Hayward, London, I had a fabulous weekend of sales with no Black Friday deals. Well, lots of people were online because of Black Friday, and I think that you know, the halo of that means that people are going, oh, I better just do my Christmas shopping. So much love for Charlotte's Tree. Laura Daphne Art, love Matlock. Can't wait to be back. We've got Eddie Chops. Eddie Chops, I love that. Yes, I love that quote. It's all invested in our creative communities. We can only do that together. Megan Keogh Life. Love your enthusiasm so much. You're amazing. Well, that's very nice of you on this Monday morning. I still haven't had the majority of my coffee and I need it. Let me say that. Zara Ceramics. Good morning, Zara. Community is everything. Zoe Bates Upholstery, our local village, are all doing an individual advent calendar in the windows to help promote all the independent shops and businesses. There will be a map for all the kids to find it. As I said, really think creatively. And by the way, even if you don't have a shop right now, what about telling your local shops these ideas? Because that would be fantastic. Now, I'm just going to invite, I don't know I don't know what accent that is, but it's from wherever Charlotte is from the oak tree. Let's just see if my accent was a premonition of where we're going to be joining her. From the oak tree, here we go. Probably not. She's, you know, that's probably not the accent from her area, but let's just, everyone's laughing in my office. I'm going to have to try and keep it. Hello.
Hello, hi Holly. How are you?
I don't know where are you from?
I'm in Leicestershire. Leicestershire.
Was that a Leicestershire accent? I don't think so.
No, a Hampshire accent, dear. Yes.
How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm really excited, so thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness, my pleasure. So tell me, what does your business do?
Okay, so From the Oak Tree is a husband and wife partnership, my husband and I, hence why I'm in Leicestershire. And we make all gifts from solid oak. So we make, I've got a beautiful bowl here to show you.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
It's absolutely beautiful solid oak gifts. We make chopping boards and everything's engraved and it can be personalised. So it's a really unique gift. And people are going mad for them. We've been going for 5 years and it's been amazing, but it's been a slow trickle and we've worked hard around our 4 children, with our 4 children. They all help. We love it. They come with us to the shows. And
isn't that amazing? Do you treat your business as your 5th child?
Absolutely, yes, we really, really do. And at the moment, because we're so busy, one of them helps oil, one of them they help pack. They love it. They fetch. Some of them help Sam in the workshop doing the engraving. Oh, so that's really lovely.
Sorry, just to interrupt. I was reminded the other day by Henry Dimbleby from Lyon when he was on my podcast, Conversations of Inspiration. And one of his things he said, and it was really early on when I was doing the podcast, and I always remember him saying, listen, entrepreneurs, the gift you're being given is that you can have your family involved in your work. You know, so many of us have to commute and have a completely separate life. Don't forget to do that. And I just love that that's exactly what you're doing, because this is special. They'll tell their children about this experience, and it's the tales of your family, isn't it?
You're so right, and that's what we've really enjoyed. And obviously with lockdown, sort of when we were homeschooling in the first lockdown, I was really juggling. And Sam, you know, we have another business as well, so he was furloughed from our other business, so he said, well, I can just work solidly on this. So they were doing this homeschooling in the morning, and in the afternoon they were busy sort of helping create, and we were kind of building, and I just threw myself into learning online stuff. So I just enrolled myself in different courses and things, and I was just like, right, mummy's on a Zoom, and just to try and really learn about business, because I knew that we were missing the fairs. It was the fairs that we were missing.
Yeah, that's the thing. And let's hope these all get back. You know, lots of people worried about things not coming back. I think humans are itching to do things again, so I really wouldn't worry. Now, tell me, you've got a question for me today.
I have, Holly. I've got a question. So after all my learning online, basically business has hit a real high. We're up 3,000% since last year.
Wow.
So my question, Holly, is I'm very worried next year is not going to be good with regards to sales. I've spent all year tweaking and improving, and it's paid off, as this month has been my best month ever. But I'm very worried. I've got a taste for it, and I've employed people. We've invested in new kit, and we've put in systems for the growing business that have we set ourselves up to fail?
That is such a great question, because it's going to be on lots of people's minds. So listen, I'm going to go off and answer it. I'm wishing you everything this Christmas. Good luck with it all. Cuddle your kids. They're doing such a great job, and what great parents for giving them this experience. So well done you.
So thank you for doing this for us. Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Bye.
Bye. What a brilliant question. You know, this is on so many people's minds. You know, you're in this bubble, you're in this moment, you have to employ, you have to cope, so you invest in the business, etc. What happens if this all shit hits the fan next year? How are you going to cope? Now, there's a couple of things. One is, for anyone who hasn't employed people, but you're thinking right now you're about to break, do remember you can employ people on seasonal contracts. You don't have to employ people for the full year. Not yet. You know, you might in time, but lots and lots of businesses that I know and have coached through years and years and years of growth, they basically start their employment journey with employing people for seasonal periods until they get established enough that actually they're busy all year. Putting money back into your business, 100% the right thing to do, certainly in all those early years. Remember, it's like a child. Give it the nutrition it needs. Just because it's turned 2 doesn't mean it seriously needs to eat vegetables. When it's 16 and I'm having to deal with vegetables at our dinner table, well, you think, well, at least he's had 16 years of vegetables. But, you know, at the start of that business, you need to make sure it's getting that nutrition. The other thing I would say is, you know, whatever your situation is, and to the fact that if you are growing, you've employed people, you've reinvested in that business, sometimes that pressure of not having a choice but to survive, even if the sales aren't coming in, forces you into innovation, right? So many businesses through Nos on the High Street, you can imagine, this is like my middle name, how to scale, pull back, is all I've seen for years and decades. The thing that happens is at some point you do have to take that leap. You invest in the business and then you've still got that staff or you've still got that machinery in January, in February, in March, and the sales are not what they were at Christmas. Well, then what that forces you to do, if you are a mother lion of your business, it may go, so listen, what are we going to do? And it's all about planning and it's all about innovation. So, for instance, if we actually look at Charlotte from the Oak Tree, you know, for me, what I would know is that Mother's Day should be a very, very big period of time in her world. That's only a few months away from Christmas. January sale, you know, so we'll come out of Christmas. You've got to concentrate on that January sale. You move through, you've then got February. Your products would be absolutely ideal. Maybe a smaller trinket because people don't spend huge amounts of money in February for Valentine's Day. Then you move into Mother's Day. Then you've got Father's Day. Then you've got the summer sale, right? Then you've got innovation of Christmas. That summer period is for your Christmas planning. It's to understand what you're going to be doing on Black Friday that's not Black Friday. And then it's getting into that really painful September, October time where Christmas hasn't started yet, and then you're back into it. So it's all about planning your year, looking at every single opportunity, understanding your customer. You know, so in those down periods of time, Charlotte, it's all about understanding your customer. Are you going to do a Survey Monkey? And that is actually a system that you can go online, really easy to do some questionnaires with your customers. Find out what innovation they're looking for. So for me, it's like, if you've got the people and you've got that software and you've got that inventory and you've got that the hardware and you've invested, there is no choice but to be busy. So what does that mean to you? Hopefully that helps, but it is really all about planning. Let me read out some more comments. Rather Lather UK, Holly, this is a great motivation this morning. Thank you. Empowered me again. Good. Bramble and Fox Shop. I don't have a shop premises, but I've created a shop window in one of my downstairs rooms. So much interest via footfall. I love that idea. That is brilliant. Scratchy Cats UK. We are a husband and wife business too, and our little girl comes to the workshop with us as well. It's brilliant that she can be part of the journey with us. What education for anyone who's making kids do stuff this Christmas. Never have guilt. I'm telling you now, it is brilliant for their futures. You are educating the future entrepreneurs. We got Crinkly Cloth. I have 5 girls and I have the second youngest off to the post office all the time. Can't wait to get them all involved. Absolutely. It is one of the pleasures of us running our businesses. Right, I am going to go. I'm just going to see if I have one quick, I'm going to say one. I've got one question. So let me pick one here. Amanda asks, here we go. Amanda asks, as a female owner of 3 Pilates studios in Hertfordshire, founded by 3 women, how can we get involved in your campaign? Right, so love that you're a female founded business. Download our free marketing pack. I would love you to join our lives when we have them. I would love you to comment in here and get to know Sketchy Mama. Like, look at all the people here. Get to know your community. Join our Facebook group. And the other thing I would say is, if you all head to holly.co and you go to podcasts, what we've done, and I don't know if you've discovered this or you just listen to the podcast on your iTunes from your phone, but actually we have one of the best desktop experiences for podcasts that there is out there. So if you head to podcasts, what we've done is that we've actually started pulling episodes together under themes. So you can go to the shopkeeper theme, you can go to female founded businesses. So that's one of the, Amanda, one of the tips I would say. We've put together all the female founded podcasts together. And actually, when you go into it, we've actually written up more about the podcast, what lessons you can learn. So really do head to holly.co for the desktop experience of our podcast. And there you can see that collection of female-founded podcasts. Now, I'm telling you now, if you listen to 4 back-to-back today, you're going to be a different person, because these women are extraordinary. Right, talking of extraordinary women, we have Kate, who is the Holly and Coach. That's the CO word. She is going to be talking to us today about the physiology of resilience, and this is so important. I want to get your pen and paper ready. I'm apparently going to be asked questions that I might, have to be a little bit vulnerable in front of you all, but do get your pen and paper ready, and let's get into this, because each week Kate's here, we make sure that we have her, we employ her, we basically create a therapy session for you. Here she is.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Very good, thank you. You?
Good. I heard you had a special birthday this weekend.
Oh, I did.
Yes.
Special.
It was very special. Can everyone guess why it was special? Well, no, don't guess in case it all goes wrong, actually. It was her 30th.
Yeah, it was, exactly, Holly.
Now, listen, let's get straight into it. Can you remind everyone what we covered last week?
Yes, so last week we spoke about our energy. Yeah. So kind of your get up and go, and we spoke about it as kind of like the #1 resource that we all have right now. Really important. And I showed you this rather extraordinary piece of artwork.
Yeah, I'm sure you've had so many commissions since then.
Exactly, I know. This is a print. So this is the energy curve. And I asked people to think about whether they're in the, so pressure, high to low, energy, low to high, whether you're in the kind of underwhelm zone where sort of the demands of life aren't quite enough to meet your needs, whether you're in the overwhelm zone where the demands kind of exceed your ability to cope with them, or whether you're in this kind of optimal energy zone where the demands are just right for you, in life, and you're able to kind of cope and you're sort of in flow. And I asked everyone to think about some of the sort of early warning signs that might suggest they're tipping, from the optimal zone into overwhelm, so that people can start to pattern interrupt before it becomes more of a serious problem. And then we started to think about some of the things that you can do to keep yourself in that optimal zone, all on your catch-up IGTV for the detail behind it.
Yeah, so if no one caught last week, this is your rocket fuel, your energy. It's a sacred source of being a founder, being a small business. We post these always every week on IGTV, so you can catch up. So tell me, I know that you're going to, anyone who also has any questions, ask away. Kate also will jump in. She doesn't know this yet. She's going to be able to jump in and answer your questions on our Instagram. But also, you can follow Kate as well. We'll put a link in and Kate can answer your questions, even though I don't know how much time she'll have. But she's a good soul. She's a good soul, Kate. So today, what are we going to cover? Because I'm trying to say this word, physiology. So what are we going to cover, and why is it important that we understand the building blocks of actually what this word means? So we sort of know what the word means now, but we don't know the DNA of the word.
Yeah. So what we're going to look at today, we've got quite a lot to cover. So I'm going to probably it's going to feel quite quick, so people might want to look back at it. But we're going to look at the underlying physiology, so kind of what happens in our body that protects our energy and resilience, okay? That's what we're going to be looking at. And there's a few different aspects of that kind of universally, help people to be, have good energy and resilience. And just to kind of be on trend, and as 2020 is the year of the, virtual quiz, I'm going to help you sort of build almost like a lifestyle questionnaire around some of this, just to give people a sense of kind of how they're doing, where they might want to adjust. So get a pen and paper.
Yeah.
If you haven't already got one. Have you got yours, Holly?
I have indeed.
All right. Should we start?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, brilliant. So while everyone gets their pen and paper, I'm just going to quickly talk about something called the adrenal cortisol system. I'm going to bring in my glamorous assistant, Philomena, if we remember this lady.
We've missed her.
So cortisol is a hormone we've probably all heard of. It's a hormone that's produced by a part of our brain called the adrenal cortex, which is kind of really deep within our brain. So it's another one of our very primitive kind of functions. And cortisol is actually a brilliant driver of our energy. So it gets us out of bed in the morning. It's a good thing. But if cortisol becomes too high, it becomes a major stress hormone. So cortisol actually needs to be in a kind of very narrow margin to be optimal for our energy, and that needs managing.
Right.
So cortisol starts high. So in the morning, we start our day with high cortisol, and then it kind of gradually reduces during the day. But if we're in overwhelm and stressed, we have quite a primitive response to this, and cortisol rises. It's almost like a short-term sort of artificial energy fix. And if that's not disrupted, cortisol will continue to rise during the day. And the problem with that is it interferes with our deep sleep. And people will probably know deep sleep, really essential for many things. Immune system being obviously a really important one right now. So we can notice it where we're picking up all these kind of like constant low-level bugs, or minor illnesses start to become, worse. So allergies become worse. Every Christmas I get a cold. This year I get pneumonia. That kind of thing.
Yes.
Deep sleep's interrupted. Then we get tired. Cortisol rises to compensate, and it's just this vicious kind of cycle. And it's a massive energy drain, because it's almost like we're kind of revving with no purpose.
Yes.
And that revving drives us closer to the sort of adrenal system, which is our emergency fight or flight response I spoke about, I think, in week 1. And that's the kind of panic attack, anxiety zone. It's not a place anyone wants to be. Also affects our central nervous system, so our mental energy, memory, concentration, creativity, enjoyment. So cortisol rising is the thing to avoid. Good news is that just a small handful of things that we kind of prioritize as non-negotiable can stabilize this whole system, even when life has genuinely become more difficult.
Brilliant. And that's what we're going to do now.
Yeah, so we're going to look at some of those things. So we're going to start with exercise.
Yes.
Okay, so relatively moderate aerobic exercise, so say 30 to 40 minutes of something like running or brisk walking or cycling, takes cortisol down for up to 24 hours. So if you exercised yesterday or this morning and something hits the fan this afternoon, you're much more likely to stay in the good optimal zone than kind of shooting into overwhelm. Exercise also does things like stimulates our immune system. It's got a really positive impact on our brain chemistry. But how many of us treat exercise as a non-negotiable during our week? And we're not looking at every day, but we're aiming at least twice a week, 30 to 40 minutes of aerobic
twice
exercise.
a week. Okay, an hour a week.
So if you exercise twice a week, give yourself 2 points.
Yeah.
If it's 3 to 4 times a month, that's +1. And if it's not at all, or you exercise up until about 9 months ago, you get a -1.
Okay, I'm going to get everyone in the office to do this as well. Okay, everyone, get your books ready. Right. So if we do it twice a week, we get
twice a week +2. 3 to 4 times a month is a +1, and if you're not exercising at all, it's a -1.
Got you. Will you do mine, Harriet, as well? Right, we're doing both. Okay, let's go. Right, so everyone got it? Come on, everyone get your point system. We're not competitive at all here. Not really. We don't have to reveal it. Yeah, Yeah, sort of.
And by the way, I will just say it before I even go through the rest. This is all really individual. This is not a shopping list of everything you have to do, or you have to do all of these things.
This is in the time that we've got. You're doing the quickest way to help people, aren't you?
I'm giving you like the pick and mix menu. Think of it like that.
Okay.
So
The
next thing is to look at relaxation. So that might be active relaxation like yoga, tai chi, meditation. Amazing effect on stabilizing cortisol. Also, like for this community, particularly kind of artisan activities. So sewing, painting, reading, music, listening to music without doing anything else. You know, singing along without doing anything else brings cortisol down. TV doesn't. Going for walks, you know, by a river, but like, where's your mind gone? You know, are you by the river, or are you actually in your orders list, your 2021 plan,
on
your
your
to-do
phone,
list?
walking on your phone. That's
Exactly.
not,
Shower, like in the shower. Who's in the shower with you? You know, one difficult person, difficult customer in your life, and they live in your head, and you're in the shower.
I was thinking you were talking about something else there. I was like, sorry, Kate. In the shower, is that a regular thing for you that you have to ask them to get out of the shower?
I do.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. Sorry. Anyway, so we're not talking like literally physically in the shower, because that's a whole different system, isn't it? No, we're talking about the point system of what customer is doing your head in the shower. Right.
And they live with you and they go around with you. And so many of us have lost the kind of ability to almost just be. We live in this quite sort of stress-induced short-term future. You know, we wake up in the morning, we're in our first meeting. Sunday night, we're in Monday morning. Last day of the holidays, we're back at work. And this sort of like current blurring of boundaries not helping either. So, you know, our relaxation space is also our workspace. But even just noticing where your attention's gone, bringing it back in a kind of, you know, like mindfulness and all of that kind of thing, that can lower cortisol.
So we're going to have to speed through these a little bit. Tell me the points here.
Right. Okay. Points here. If you have a non-negotiable around relaxation, if you do it a few times a week, give yourself a +2. A few times a month, give yourself a +1. If you don't do it at all, it's a -1.
Oh, yeah. I got my first minus there. Definitely first minus.
It's okay.
Okay. Next one. Third one.
So third one is sleep. And this is one of my non-negotiables. We've talked already about, you know, why it's important. Controlling effect on cortisol, essential for immune system. Question I often get asked is how much though? So scoring on this. So 7 hours a night seems to be kind of about right. So 7 hours a night regularly, give yourself a +2. 6 to 7 hours a night, give yourself a +1. Less than 6, give yourself a -1, because regularly having less than 6 hours sleep a night, we increase our cortisol to compensate.
Right. Okay. I've done quite well on that one. I've always been. I could sleep on a pavement. My husband's an insomniac. It drives him nuts. But yes, sleep is just so important. Isn't this also where our body detoxes? It's where we start to heal. Our body is calm. Our nervous system is calm. All those sorts of things. So many people right now who will be working late into the night. It's going to be suffering. So what's our fourth one there, Kate?
So fourth one is diet. So I'm just going to take a little bit just to explain this. Just so I always think, if you explain the why and the how behind these things, you're more likely to change your behavior than just almost going, oh, I think I should do this just because that's what I think I should do. So why does diet matter in the context of business? Actually, they tend to go hand in hand. So you're stressed, you're overloaded, diet often goes. Skip breakfast, take 4 or 5 coffees to get going, skip lunch, or eat convenience high carb foods, crisp sandwiches, can't be bothered making dinner, get takeaway, can't relax until I've had, you know, half a bottle of wine. And, you know, one of the reasons that this matters in a business context is to do with blood sugar stabilization. It's a bit like cortisol. Blood sugar likes to be in a very narrow band. That's good for our energy, mood, concentration, ability to handle problems, and just be more resilient, you know, against the day-to-day challenges and if our blood sugar's low. And what we're trying to avoid here is a spike and a dip. So carb, you know, high sugar foods give us a spike and a dip in our blood sugar. Instead, we want to be looking at proteins, nuts, berries, eggs, etc. NHS, loads of resources on there about, you know, these sorts of foods. I think some of this is a bit like, what does Joe Wicks say? Prep like a boss. Get these foods in and make them convenient.
Yes.
You know, and if we manage this better, our energy's better, and you are better at your job. You know, you have a really critical, I don't know, you have a pitch at 5 o'clock. Your blood sugar's low, you're just going to be less on top of the game, you know. And in life, like anyone with small kids knows, the meeting of low blood sugar and small children is just a really bad idea. And then alcohol, you know, it knocks our brain chemicals as little as 2 to 3 units. And if you're in the optimal zone, that's probably okay. But if you're in overwhelm, it can just make things a lot worse. So scoring, you ready for scoring?
Yes, scoring.
Okay, so I've simplified this. If you think about your diet and the kind of blood sugar stabilizing foods in your diet versus the high carb, high sugar, give yourself a score somewhere between +2 and -2. So +2, +1, 0, -1, -2. Put yourself somewhere in that zone. If you have breakfast on a daily basis, give yourself a +1. And if you have more than 2 bottles of wine a week, it's a -1. If it's more than
even
3,
if you had a +1.
There's no pluses for alcohol, sorry.
Oh, for goodness sake. Okay.
You can feel virtuous, just feel virtuous. And if it's more than 3 bottles, it's a -2.
Oh, dearie me. Well, I was doing really well having breakfast. I was thinking I was winning there, and then you said about the alcohol.
Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope yet. We haven't got to the end. So there's 3 more bits.
Okay.
So I'll speed through these.
We've got to speed through. Let's go.
The next one is social time. So people who maintain good, stable friendships are healthier physically and psychologically compared with those people who've kind of let things diminish as sort of life and work have taken over. So friends give us support, acceptance, laughter, you know, has a big effect on our energy and immune system and resilience. And this is not, I'm not talking about like crazy nights out. This could just be a really great, you know, those really great conversations you have with friends, and afterwards you just feel lighter, you know, you feel good. So question is, how many people treat that as a non-negotiable in a week? If you're doing it twice a week, if you're doing it weekly, sorry, give yourself +2.
Yeah.
If you're doing it monthly, you get a +1.
Okay.
Okay. Next, relationships. So this is really personal, and there's no one person with exactly the same set of circumstances. So I'll talk generally, but you can just apply it to your own kind of life.
If you have a shower with someone every day, +20.
I tell you, I'm winning. So,
go on, keep going. Sorry, I'm being serious.
So if you have a warm, caring, loving relationship in your life, this adds a lot to our resilience, okay? But if it goes wrong, it also really impacts our resilience. And interestingly, when relationships are going wrong, women do it worse than men. And it's partly because men don't notice. They just don't, they're not as tuned into their emotional life.
They really aren't.
But when it goes wrong, men do worse, partly because they didn't see it coming. Also, they don't leverage their sort of support networks as much as women. But this is not just about like a partner relationship. This could be your kids as well. So it's about the warm, loving, most important relationships. Bottom line is, if you have them, invest in keeping them strong. You know, protect some time to stay connected and do something meaningful in your week. So scoring for this. If you're doing that weekly, give yourself a +2. If it's monthly it's a +1.
Okay. Last one. We're going to speed through.
Last one. So we're going to talk more about this next week. So this is called I call this midweek slots. This is about your use of time and the extent to which you create boundaries around things that you don't want to lose, that sort of top up your energy and keep you resilient. Right. And I'm looking at during people who do this in the week, have more energy when it comes to the weekend, compared with those who kind of cram it all in. And we're looking ideally for 4 to 5 slots. So that might be like 2 family breakfasts, like 2 exercise sessions, and 1 like social or relaxation activity. So if you have, we're going to talk about this more next week, about how to do this. If you have 4 to 5, it's a +2. 2 to 3, it's a +1. And if it's none, it's a -2.
Maybe 2 to 3. Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard one, that. Now, we need to top up our scores, don't we?
Yes. Tot up your scores, and while you're doing that, so the range is -7 to +15. How are you doing?
Oh, it's taken Harriet a long time to add a few numbers. Hang on 1 second. We're in safe hands, though, at Holly & Co. Let's not worry. I'm a 9.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yes. Amy,
well, there you go. And that's because
she's a 7. We've got a 7 in here, Harriet.
Brilliant.
I'm a 10.
10? She always likes to win, Harriet. She's very competitive.
13.
13?
That's incredible.
Right,
Incredible.
okay, we're quite good. What, is
very
anyone
good.
else in the community going to share? Come on, 9. We've got a 9 here. 7.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, these are good. What could it have been?
So if you are, it could be up to 15, but if you're a +5, 5 or above, you're doing pretty well, and it's likely you're going to be in the optimal zone. Less than that, you might want to take, look at opportunities to increase it. Other important thing is notice what you're doing to keep your energy well, and notice some of the red flags when you drift into overwhelm. Some of these scores can tend to drop. So look at, the things that you let go of, when life gets more busy, because each of these individually is linked to the stability of our physiological resilience.
Kate, I'd love to ask, can we get those questions and put them up on stories for people so that if they haven't been able to do it, they can just quickly remind themselves?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Look,
absolutely.
So much. Might go for a run. I love that. Smart Child London. Listen, so brilliant, Kate. I'm going to have to run, but so many people are putting their scores up here. We've got 3s, we've got 5s, we've got 10s, we've got a 13 that have come in. This is fantastic. And this is potentially something that we could do all the time ourselves, right? Just quickly run through that and sort of see where you're at.
Look at your score now. Identify the things that you are doing to keep you there, or the things you want to. Think about what goes when the pressure goes up, and think about what you don't want to lose. Not about being superwoman. It's about being smart. So, maybe this Christmas we're not ill. It doesn't have to make you. People often ask me about how to say no more. We want to say yes more, but without falling over. And it's this type of thing that can help us.
You're a star, Kate. Thank you so much. Sending you all my love, 30-year-olds. Bye. See you. Bye. Oh my goodness, it's how wonderful is she. I've got so many scores coming in. We're going to post this up on social and remember, everybody can look at this on IGTV afterwards as well. Sketchy Mama, my daughter did my product shoot yesterday. She was quite good for a 7-year-old. I love that. Hello Time Planner, love this session while I pack my weekend orders. Shimmy Shimmy Yay, love that name by the way. Love this, Holly. My daughter's head teacher was really impressed with her helping on my jewelry store at the Christmas fair. Brilliant way to teach her about money. Absolutely, it's what I did with Harry actually, and when he had his little business, it was fantastic. Fiona Floral Couture, this has been the most inspirational place for me this year. I started my business in January, still going strong. Well done, you. Majoki Ceramics. Sorry for pronouncing that terribly. Feeling so much more in control this week after last week's session, Kate. Thank you. This is so good that it's helping you all, not just a shopper. Heard somewhere that we are human beings, not human doings. Gosh, I'm going to do a post on that. Jewelry moves. Yes, say yes more, but without falling over. Love it. Holly, any suggestions from Unnatty about how to get Christmas corporate orders? Well, you've got Instagram. Why don't you find perfect companies that you know would love your products and DM them? Why don't you show them a online PDF'd Christmas catalogue or the photos that you've taken? Make sure they're really good quality, make sure they're aspirational, maybe give them an idea of what you could do by actually personalizing the products already, taking a picture and sending it to them through DMs, because they will be impressed that you have taken that sort of that step forward. That's my one tip for getting corporate orders. Right, everyone, it's that time. I'm saying goodbye, and we've got a few minutes before we get kicked out. Thank you, NatWest. Thank you, Dell 3, Royal Mail and Pinterest for allowing me to bring this community together, for us all to work out how many people share showers with who, and how much we exercise. And if we've got minus scores for drinking wine on a Friday night, oh, whoops. I'm excited for the week ahead. So excited. I think I'm on Sophie Ellis Bextor's podcast today, if you want to go and listen to it. Also, I was on Creative Rebels podcast as well. We're going to post about that later on, but do have a listen. Wishing you the best week ever. It is going to be tremendous because we're in the rundown to Christmas now. I know you can do it. I have all faith. Sending you much love for the most glorious week ahead. It is the final week that you can vote for the Independent Awards 2020. Head to holly.co to cast your vote for your favourite small business. Now, if you do that, can I ask you a favour? Make sure when you receive the email to verify your vote, and then it will count. Wishing you happy voting. Please do share our message to support small this Christmas far and wide. And thank you again to our small business supporters, NatWest 3, Dell, Royal Mail and Pinterest.